Hello, 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 and welcome to Atelier Nikazuki. I am Katie, and we are back to using the lav mic. Although I already remember part of why I wanted the separate mic was now I am fully tethered to my laptop while I'm recording. But I've made a decision about the new camera that I want to get. It's actually one of those basically it's a gimbal with a camera built in, so it's a little pocket camera. I think it's going to be really good, and it's got a wireless mic with it that sounds amazing. So we're not going to be investing anything more into sound tech until I buy that whole kit, because it all comes together. There's no point in putting more money into sound right now for that anyway. Yeah, it got brought up a couple times. There apparently people were having a difficult time hearing me after the live was posted on YouTube. I'm not 100% sure why. It's hard to tell because people on the stream were able to hear, and when I go in and listen to it, it's fine. So apparently this is just no good right now. I was doing a little bit more research. Apparently you do have to be extremely close to it. And obviously the way that this is set up, I'm not extremely close to it. So having the wired connection with the actual lav mic is probably going to be better. But if you do have feedback on the sound, please let me know in the comments because it is extremely annoying. Cat, you are being a pest. Okay, I'm just going to move around that viewer count, actually the whole little cat block, because it is in a weird spot and it just doesn't look good right now. There we go. I moved it during the last stream and now it's just got to get back into position. Okay, so tonight we are going to do our best to... Oh yeah, see now that was too loud. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Properties. We're at 100. And... we got the viewer count, we got the webcam. The webcam is muted. Okay, let's try that and see what kind of happens here. But yeah, that was way too loud, and so I hope it didn't spike anyone's earbuds too terribly. Okay, we'll try that and see. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna turn this down 0.96 just because it does keep spiking up into the yellow, and that is going to be, I don't want it distorting the audio at the same time, right? So all right, is that a little bit better? Oh, we'll just turn it back up to 100. Okay, yeah, just give me any feedback you have on the audio again, because apparently I'm going to need to mess around with it more than I thought still. But I do know that this lav mic is quite a bit louder. So I don't know, we'll find out, I guess. Gonna keep this mic for a little bit. I gotta find its windshield and stuff like that, because I do really like the setup that's on it, so I might play around with it a bit more still. This would be really awkward to walk around though with and talk into. So that's the other thing, is that this other camera is actually set up for proper vlogging. Since I was already looking for another camera to do these streams with and stuff anyway, it kind of all just, it comes together. And part of what I was doing is I was actually doing research on the Sony that I wanted to get. But the thing is that I want to take it and I want to be walking around with it, right? Now, iPhones don't exactly have the most spectacular image stabilization, but seeing the stabilization on the Sony that I was looking at, I was like, oh, that's not going to work. So, it was actually getting compared to this little, it's a DJI Pocket 3, and it comes with a creator combo that has this mic and everything in it. And, from what I can tell, I think that that's going to serve me better overall versus just getting more. The Sony's almost more like a point and click that is video, not qualified, video enabled sort of thing. Granted, I did use a Canon for a long time, kind of like the DSLR. I don't know what to do because now I'm connected with this mic and I don't remember how far I can go, but I want these to go over here. I did use the Canon for a really long time to do those longer podcast style videos, but I don't know. I think the other one's I think the little pocket one will just, yeah, it'll serve me better long term. It's nice that, like, with the Sony, I'd still have to figure out sound and everything like that. And with the DJI, oh, sorry, there's like a laundry basket over here I want to get everything into. Anyway, with the DJI, this new one that I now am like set on, it's a comparable price point, but it comes with all the little like accessories that I need to make sure that I'm set up to go. Instead of me having to then go out after I get the Sony and figure out what accessories I need for mics and like tripods, and I think we're just going to go with something that's just hopefully more or less plug and play. Just a heads up, we're playing around with the sound again. I'm back on the lav mic instead of the mic behind the laptop. My goodness, that looks really strange. This is the laptop here, so when I'm gesturing over there, that's you guys. Or behind you guys. Which looks hilarious in this camera up over here because it looks like I'm gesturing at nothing. Anyway, if you have any feedback, I do see that it's spiking a little bit, but if it's distorting any like audio or anything like that, let me know and I'll turn down the mic a little bit. But I did just have some feedback recently that people still aren't able to hear it after the live stream is posted, and that is so weird. And I don't know how else to fix it right now. So this is how we're fixing it, is just switching the mic out for the lav mic. Which at least even if it is spiking in volume, you can turn your volume down easier. There's not much you can do when it's too quiet and you can't turn it up any further. So, all right. But it does give me some limitations on where I can actually go in the room. So we're just also going to be relearning some of those limitations tonight. I don't know how this keeps happening. We are in another complete disaster. And so, well, not complete disaster. That's a hyperbole. But this room seems to get untidy extremely quickly. So what we're doing right now is we're tidying up again. I am really hoping this is the last time I need to tidy up. Part of it is that I keep changing stuff around. So even this week, I moved the desk in the sewing studio because one of the problems that I'm running into is that my youngest keeps climbing on the desks. And so all the hardware that I spent such a long time finding like storage solutions for on the wall, they're able to climb up to it now. So I moved the desk from underneath the very clever storage solutions, but that obviously creates a whole nother like thing that I have to tidy up and change around. So it's all covered right now actually with a lot of the whip pieces that need to be gone through, and that I need to figure out like what is going on with them and where they're going. I think these guys here, they got mostly ousted because I ran out of time, but I think some of them either didn't set properly. What happened with you? You're fine. Why weren't you with me? Oh, because that snap isn't good. Okay, so that snap needs to be reset. That snap's fine. That snap's fine. Then I think it's probably the same here. Probably the snaps just didn't set properly. So they just got, oh yeah, no, that one's not set at all. All right, there we go. So that one's got to be set. And this is why we do quality control inspection before these leave the house, because that would be extremely disappointing as a customer to get, eek, especially as the snap pops off. All right, my hands were so sore after that. What's up with you? Oh, you just got missed. Okay. So you just need your snaps installed. You are extremely close to the edge and need to be pulled and just shuffled up a little bit. So that one's going to go there because it's going to require quite an intense resetting. This one only got one snap. Oh, I think I ran out of snaps or something. These need to be put back under the iron. This one's a little bit smaller, so I didn't want it there, and that one needs to be put back under the iron. Okay. That still doesn't tell me much, except that they need to be fixed. What's this? These are old orders that the kiddos can now color on before we shred them. Try not to waste paper, so they may as well color on the order sheets that didn't get sent out. That is an old bill. That is also an old bill. Alrighty. Next will be taxes. I will not be recording myself while I'm doing taxes because that is far too boring and far too personal. What I really want to do is I want to clear off the desk because I got this really cool new ruler, which I'll already opened because I didn't want to bring the plastic down and then just have to take it back upstairs. But what it is it's basically, it's a big strip ruler. You're not going to be able to see this on camera very well unless I do overhead, which we're not doing tonight. But anyway, so what it does is it's got a bunch of lines here to cut with your rotary cutter so that you can just line everything up and square it up. You do not require this, but this is going to replace a lot of my paper templates that I have because I do a lot of square and rectangular cutting. It is expensive. It's actually something I asked for Christmas, but it didn't come. So I was just like, okay, we're going to buy it for the new year because this, I think, is going to save me a lot of time and effort in getting a lot of those scraps cut up this year for actually using. So our goal tonight is to get the cutting table cleared off so that we can actually cut those scraps like these guys. I'm going to show them actually to the laptop here. Because, well, I just realized these might actually be drawstring channels. Yeah, they might actually be drawstring channels for Kato. Are they long enough? No, they are not. Are they? They aren't. But we're going to hold off on cutting those ones at least. Could I clean up underneath my cutting table? Yes, 100%. Okay, that's the waste fabric that needs to just be cut up into, so this needs to be processed into smaller stuff. That's interfacing, as is this. So thank you as well for everyone who came out to Airdrie. I really appreciate all of your support. That was a very good show. Airdrie has always been extremely consistent for me, which is always awesome. Yeah, it was a good show. And then the next one is actually Caroline just chatted with me today, and we will be doing, or I will be doing a pop-up along with her in February 10th at her studio for her first anniversary, which is going to be a lot of fun as well. Okay, I see. Okay, so that is for the cell phone bag. So we do want to keep that. That needs to be kept because all those measurements are in centimeters, not inches, which that ruler is only in inches. Mostly because I think that is a fairly, I don't know if I've actually ever seen a pattern that was written in metric for quilting. Definitely seen them for like some of the bags and stuff that I make because some of my favorite designers are European, I think. No, I don't know. But yeah, I have definitely seen like bags in metric, but not really quilt measurements, and I'm sure they exist, but I'm gonna go to my friend to open up the bag for her because there's just scraps not in. Okay. Scoot these this way, and there are okay, so I freaked out the day before Airdrie because I was finishing bags and I'm like, where are the handles? And there are 3 of the handles. Okay, I figured once I actually went back and looked at the footage of like the top stitching that I was doing the night before and they were not getting top stitch. I was like, okay, I bet you they're still in the sewing studio right now. And lo and behold, here they are. At least I know where they went. It's not a mystery anymore. There's 2 more of those small cell phone wallet bag things. I feel like that could be another. Okay, so one was getting a flap and then one was getting, yeah, and then we could do like a canvas on the back of one because it's black. Or we could do this on the back of it because that would look really good too. Muttering to myself. I found my stash of these are to ship out, the little like stitch markers and brooches and stuff like that. They're the padding that I use for them. Or if you just order one, then they come in these and they will be protected. I just found my stash of canvas pouches that I put somewhere safe and then didn't know where they had gone. Of course, they're in here. I don't know why. Stock shouldn't be in here. This is cutting studio. But you know, I don't know how my brain works some days. It's a mystery, even to myself. Okay, so those need to go out with the envelopes. I'm going to just kind of do a pile right there on the bookshelves. At least it's visible. It's not like hidden away. And that one got lost with the shuffle. All right, there we go. And then that's packing equipment. Packing stuff. This is ribbon. We are no longer using ribbon for my bags. So now I got to decide what I'm going to do with my ribbon collection. I think there's going to be a massive Studio D stash coming up here, like sample sale and supplies, fabric, zippers, etc. I just got to figure out how I actually want to do it. So if I list it on the website, that's probably the best option. To go through and do it on there, because then it's just kind of open to everyone, but I haven't decided yet, to be honest. That's garbage. This is a test strip to make sure that my iron is, like the branding iron is warmed up. There's strips. Oh, those are actually coffee cozy cuts. Cool. And then that's some old interfacing we can use for needle stashers and notions pouches. So the main thing I think I want to do tonight, oh, the cat gone onto this one, so we'll just trim that out. Zoom. There's one problem with the cats being in the studio sometimes, is they do not take kindly to stuff some days. Okay, but the goal today will be to process some scraps out of the scrap bins for notions pouches, because we need to restock on notions pouches. Book sleeves, because one of the suggestions recently was that I should introduce book sleeves, and I wholeheartedly agree. I need some more like every person collection stuff, and that feels like a very good every person collection item with a lot of nice overlap with knitters and fiber artists as well on top of it. I think the discussion being that I will probably be doing some ebook reader covers that will be excuse me, padded, as well as some, oh yeah, those feel like they were totally drawstring cuts. Okay, so we're gonna set those strips here that I have. Oh, they are. Okay, it's a good thing I didn't cut them down further. Oops. That's a good thing. Actually, we can cut those down into the actual proper lengths for those when we get to them. So let's just shuffle these here. Hello. What's up with you? You look like and feel like you don't have the interfacing in you yet. Do you? No, but you've been finished on the bottom, so you need to have a seam ripped. Okay. So this is actually how the little wallet's going to come out, but I need to go in and actually take out the seams, right? Because then it goes like that. Or does it go like this? I can't remember. I'm going to have to go in and actually look at the instructions for it again. Pretty sure it like opens up and then it goes here like that. And that's why I need the interfacing, is because it tends to stretch. It's going to go like that, and then this one goes like that, right? I feel like that's right, but now that I'm putting it together, it also feels like it's very wrong. I'll have to look at the tutorial again before I do that. That feels right though. Although, no, it really feels wrong. I don't know what's up. Okay, we'll figure it out. Whatever. Okay, but we'll clip that together and I will do that layout later. And this is part of why it takes me so long to like tidy up. It's also, I also said I was going to be on at like 9:30, but for some reason a 20-minute yoga class online always takes 45 minutes, just because it's like the motivation was pretty much zero. It's like, holy, I don't know, just wasn't into it tonight. And some nights are like that, and that's fine, but not when you have a very limited amount of time to actually do your work, unfortunately. I do have a plan for all these strips now again as well. Actually, a really fun plan is inspired by a YouTube video that I saw online, which I'll go into the details when I'm actually making them, because right now I don't have it off the top of my head. So that's part of what we're processing tonight as well, is just what's too small, what's too large, what's large enough. Well, yeah, like that's the same thing as too small, but just more words out of my mouth. But like all these pieces that are like, I don't have any use for them, right? But basically they're little like cat ornaments. So I need to stock up on a couple supplies, and I need to get a new foot for my actually my domestic machine of all things. So my domestic machine is something that I've kept around as like a backup machine, and it's going to come in handy for this stuff. So okay, you look like you are very likely Kato bottoms, so we're going to pop you this way and throw you underneath. So I don't feel like dealing with you more than that right now. And I do promise I am going to work on whips, but all the whips that need to be processed are out in this sewing studio right now, and that's not where we are, because I was like, I want to get the cutting table clear, because I haven't decided if I'm going to do the whip sorting in here or if I'm going to do it on the table. It would make sense to do it on the desk out there too, because there's already a chair set up and everything like that. But I don't know. It would also make sense to do it in here, because then I could like boot it into its proper bins under the table and things. Although that would require me to clean up under the table, and I do not have the energy for that right now. I've already got to do taxes this week. That is enough. Or at least I got to start on taxes. No, not to finish them, but I got to start on them this week. So gotta make sure our RSP contributions are right. Okay. Not that I'm contributing to RSPs. That's all on Dallas. Okay. That's way too small a strip. Chuck. Actually, I'm going to say this is too small a strip, and the rest of it's okay. Okay, that's fusible, non-fusible, non-fusible, garbage. Garbage. Friend. And I had fusible in here as well. That's paper fusible. That is actually less useful than the lighter stuff, so we're going to get rid of it. This one's nice and usable, because we can piece multiple pieces for a notions pouch out of that. These are both, all three of these are very usable as well. Okay, I can already tell I'm going to need a fusible box. So I've got just kind of like a tote over here that's like interfacing. But until I get out of all of these scraps, which like that is actually no, that one's useful. I was supposed to say it's useless, but it is useful because I can use it for bookmarks. Haha. Okay, and the rest of this is useful for notions pouches. Anyway, until I get rid of all the... that barrette is faulty. All the sewing interfacing, it is useless to put it all in the same bin, because that just becomes even more of a sort job afterwards. Okay, but we got the interfacing done. This is webbing I no longer use. It's too wide. It'll go in the D-stash. Needles into D-stash. This, what is this? That's an offcut from one of the custom orders. We're going to use that for stuff tonight. You're going to have to go under the measuring thing. Okay, scrap to a friend. It's too frayed on that edge. Too frayed. Good. This can go into that cat project now. And these look like excellent cuts for doing linings for like things. Notions pouches. Should I be streaming tonight? Who knows? That's what. So this is part of the creative chaos. Is it's just like, what is Katie's mind even going to be doing tonight? I don't even know what I'm doing tonight. Okay, that is slightly too thin for wristlets, and Oh, maybe this end? No, that's not going to be enough, but that looks like bookmarks maybe. Okay, put it in there. Friend, I don't even know why you're up here still. It sounds very aggressive towards a piece of fabric, but I am serious. Why? Why is it here? Okay, that looks like a notions pouch right there. This looks like something for the cats or bookmarks. Measure it. You look like you are the dregs of a cut. What happened to you? Why are you here? You are too small for most things. What the heck? Okay, we could make a... Actually, it might be... Ew. Okay, no, it's a kato. That's what it is. That's why there's this other piece here that's such a specific measurement, is that as a kato as well. That's the drawstring for it, actually. Okay. That's stuff we semi-know about. That is scraps. These are handles for other bags when I get them cut. Okay, we need that handle bin back. So over the summer, I did a bin that went into the box bag bin. That was just like, these are handles. If you're looking for handles, here is where you find them. And now I don't know where that box is, and it's kind of stupid that I don't know where the box is. Or annoying. Okay, those are all scraps to my friend. Okay, I think we're actually pretty close to sorted. Sweet. That wasn't as... It was pretty painful. Who am I kidding? These are some of the fabrics I was going to destash, but I'm going to do some of the experiments with first. So peachy Shiba Inu, small like French bulldog and cat print with some like flowers and sparkly flowers behind, and purple striped cake pops. Instead of doing my like samples in North American fabrics and then be like, yeah, that doesn't fit. These ones aren't something that I'm personally super drawn to anymore. But that means that making experiments in them is actually a really good way to do it, because I'm sure someone will like them. Especially the Shiba print. The background it's just the background color on the Shibas for me now. But yeah, there are a couple of the ones that I brought home, and then I got them home and I was like, and they're not new, they're quite old. Those are some of the cake pops are from one of the first clubs I did with Caroline, actually. So, okay, those are true scraps. These are to measure scraps, and that is to measure scrap. True scraps. Okay. Little odds and ends. For some reason, I have. Oh, I think this is supposed to go in that fishing cat or wave cat bag. Those are all big, large box bags. I do know that. So yeah, we got to pull the bins out from under the table and do a push into them for all the stuff that's on top, I think. Damn it. Eek. Gross. It looks scary under here even. It also feels like I probably need to just bring the laptop down to just chat at you while I do it. But first off, I'm going to grab the interfacing bin, and we are going to sort through what's fusible and what is non-fusible. So let me mute the mic so I can take it off and grab the bin and do the sorting, or just like sorting out of getting it up on the table, but I don't want you to have to listen to it. One moment. forgot how wide the camera angle was, but that piece of fabric had a suspicious stain on it, and I don't feel like having to figure out what it was. But it didn't smell, but it was stiff, so I don't know what's going on with it. Anyway, I grabbed one of these boxes because we'll put the non-fusible scraps in here, and then we'll put the fusible scraps in the bigger bin, because there's going to be more fusible scraps than there is non-fusible scraps moving into the future. And these are more collapsible. So once the non-fusible scraps are gone, that one can just be collapsed. So today I had the weirdest interaction, hands down, and creepiest. Like, I'm still like, what the hell went on? Interactions on like Facebook Marketplace I've ever had. And I do a lot of like buying and selling on Facebook Marketplace, like a lot, because it's handy. It's for me, it's a lot more accurate and like better use than or I like using it better than Kijiji. I find that it is more reliable, blah blah blah, all of that. But I'm part of a fabric de-stash group. Awesome. And someone posted that they're in Banff. Hey, super close to me. Well, this might all be no, there's fusible. It's like, this might all be non-fusible, but no, there's fusible in there too. Anyway, they posted that they had a bunch of kimono and haori, and so the kimono jackets and all of this stuff to like de-stash. They want to buy a Juki machine. Perfect. I offered to take the lot of it, because I was like, hey, like, this is a pretty generous offer. This is about half the cost of what it'll cost you to get a Juki machine. I just had a really good show, so you like, in my head, this is what I'm thinking. This is not what I'm communicating. Blah blah blah, sort of thing. And then they came back and they're like, well, that's too low, because I've paid over $3,000 for all of this, and like the totes are $500 alone and all of that. And I also had just gotten really weird vibes from the whole interaction before this point, because I messaged Alice and I'm like, hey, like, I'm gonna offer, like, because it's a pretty big purchase that wasn't really planned, but hey, you gotta take, like, you gotta jump on stuff sometimes when you see it and such. Anyway, obviously it didn't go through because of that. They thought, well, I was lowballing them, but seriously, they overpaid for what they got. Anyway, yeah, it was just such a weird interaction. Looking at it now, I think that they're like high on something that wasn't pot, maybe. But it was like just creepy. So at the end, they like blocked me, and they're like, don't worry, I only blocked you to not be tempted again. And I'm like, oh. And the other one was that they asked for me to text their number to send me photos, and I'm like, we're already talking on Facebook Messenger. If you're gonna send me them from your phone, just send them through Messenger. So I just flat out said, I'm like, hey, like, I don't give my phone number out on Messenger, especially to creepy dudes. They're already like sending my creep radar through the roof, sort of thing. But yeah, it was just overall a weird interaction. Yeah, and then at the end they're like, well, don't worry, I blocked you so that there was no temptation again. And I'm like, okay, you can just block me and not tell me. So I went through and made sure that he was blocked and this other account was blocked, and I just, ugh, it's just like, hell no. And like, even before this, Dallas was saying, it's like, yeah, make sure to take a friend. I'm like, I'm not, if I'm doing this, I'm not taking a friend. Like, we're going out together, and you're coming with me. Because like, it's not very often that my creep radar goes off on Marketplace. I genuinely think that most people are decent people, but no, that was just a bit too much. Also, it's usually stuff like the Buy Nothing group and stuff like that. But this was just, it's like, dude, don't you see the guy in my profile picture on top of it? Like, that's my husband. Ugh, just the ick. Total ick. Anyway, so I missed out on a lot of kimono and haori, but at the same time, it's like, well, I can take that money from what I didn't give you and put it towards a flight to Japan instead. or buying kimono in Japan. Here's the thing. Importing a kimono, again, is extremely different, and it's going to be a different price point than purchasing them at a temple market in Kyoto. But that's exactly it. I can go do it and purchase them for far cheaper than what he had them on offer for. Because he's all up in arms about my offer. Because he was like, I can get $20 for pieces alone. And I'm like, well, because I originally asked him, like, part of this is there's such a meandering conversation. It was hard enough to pin down, like, what he was even expecting for anything. I was like, what are you expecting? If he had said, like, $3,500 up front, I would have just been like, okay, well, that's out of my price range and good luck. Now, like I said, I lowballed him for sure, but that's what you're going to do when you're having someone de-stash stuff. And it's not like I was trying to lowball another maker out of their product. This was stuff that he had brought in through a middleman to himself. So, like, it's fabric at this point. Not like something that he had made out of that fabric. That's why I lowballed him. Anyway, this whole conversation, and then he was like sending me photos of stuff that they use in Banff, and they probably have enough that they use and all of this, and I'm like, I really don't care. I just want to know how much you want for this stuff. Anyway, if you had just come back and said, well, I'm looking around like the $3,000, $3,500 mark, I would have just been like, okay, that's out of my price range. And that would have been the end of the conversation. Instead, I had this super weird interaction that I can now talk about online. And then the second account was the business account, obviously. And there's this term for, like, girls, extremely cute girls, called moe. And it, as far as I remember, originally it was like, well, as far as I know, it's mostly used for, like, describing maids in maid cafes, which is a whole other issue on its own. But that was, like, in the business name, and I'm just like, nope, that alone is just cringe. Best description of it is just cringe. So, yeah. Exciting news, though, is that I chatted to Dallas about going to Kyoto to do that marathon that I kept talking about last week, and he is totally on board with me getting there. So, application is in. Okay, we're gonna do this bin too because it was on the floor, and given that I'm trying to avoid under my desk, we'll do the stuff that's on top of my desk, and then we'll do under the desk. But this is a bunch of, like, lining fabric I can use for notions pouches, so let's start here. Ugh. Why do I do this to myself? Okay, so that's non-fusible. That's fusible. This should be stuff that is too small, but it could work for, like, bookmarks. So I need that big ruler is too big. Of course. It can be, I'll use it later for, like, squaring stuff up and things, but I need my smaller square for now, just to this fits. If it fits. If it does, awesome. If it doesn't, oh, whatever. Anyway, oh yeah, good. Okay, so that's a bookmark cut. This looks like it could be a notions or needle stasher. So we're going to start 2 piles. This could be definitely needle stashers. So we're going to do needle stashers, notions pouches. That's definitely needle stashers and notions pouches. This will be, like, bookmarks, hands down. Okay. Actually, needle stashers and notions pouches are going to go in this bin. And I'm just realizing that probably... Anyway, so yeah, last week I was talking about how it was like, okay, so I really hated running, like, training and running the Dopey Marathon challenge at Disney World, and then 2 weeks later I'm like, okay, when's my next marathon? Yes, I know that sounds nuts, but it's true. I'm already like, when's my next marathon? So I knew that Tokyo had a marathon. I knew that Osaka has a marathon. But for some reason, Kyoto, I totally missed that they have a marathon. So I looked it up, and there's a marathon, and Dallas and I were talking about it. I'm really aiming to get to Japan next January. Anyway, the marathon is, like, February. That's way too small. I don't know why I have this. small for anything that I do. Into the scrap bag for Tara. Anyway, yeah, the aim is that I do want to get to Japan next January. Anyway, so the marathon in Kyoto is like February. Well, next year will be February 17th or something like that. So I'm gonna try and get fit enough, fast enough. Basically, the cutoff for the Kyoto marathon is like 6 hours. So I got to get faster. And I'll apply in the summer, and we'll see what happens. I'm excited and nervous. Dallas thinks I should take someone over, but I do think I'm going to go solo it because it'll be. I wanted a solo trip anyway again. Yeah, I wanted a solo trip anyway, and that was the goal for next year if I was to go, was the solo trip. Because after that, I'm pretty sure it'll be just like, we'll be going with the kids and stuff like that. And they'll be old enough to do Japan at that point too. So we are, that's kind of the trajectory right now. And that's part of why I'm like, I want this little camera with the gimbal, is because honestly, it would be a lot of fun to be able to record some of that run, because running a marathon in Kyoto, it's so cool because it's like all of the it goes through all the historical sites and everything like that, and as far as I can tell, it's like it's just first come first serve. There's no lottery system like Tokyo. I think Osaka might be just as easy, and Osaka would be cool too. So it's like if I don't get into Kyoto, I'll go for Osaka instead, because it's only like a week later, and that actually lines up better with the whole like going to the temple market and stuff like that. So I am excited. I am going to work my butt off to A, get faster, and B, we're going to change our whole point structure, and I really want to try and get into a higher class on the plane, at least something that pays for my bags on the way back. If I got into business, it's 2 70-pound bags, which is a massive difference in weight, especially when you're like, okay, I'm trying to pack as much into these bags as possible. I will not be doing that with cash. I would be doing that with points. But you know, and then there's content as well. So. And actually, there are some good deals on business class, but they fly out of New York. And I'm like, well, that's a really long flight when I can hop over to Vancouver, basically, and go across. And yeah, those flights would be with Air Canada. You look like you are fine. Are you fine? You are. Okay, so most of these look like they're very likely. That one is not. That one... I can eke bookmarks out of it. Those ones are too small. I'm like, what I was about to say is that most of these look like they're very likely good enough for like needle stashes and notions pouches, but no. I do know I was keeping a lot of these around because I would previously I would sew them together to piece linings. I no longer do that. I just don't. It's not worth the time, to be honest, in some ways. And since I've got smaller projects with the bookmarks that these can be pieced into, I'm perfectly happy doing that instead. Although I guess I could use them to piece into for the pencil pouches for the planners. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, the bling for Kyoto is amazing. It hands down beats any of the medals that we just got from Disney, which is insane because the medals from Disney are pretty fantastic too. Although I would argue that their marathon weekend, which is hilarious, their marathon weekend is the weakest set of medals that they do all year. Because Disney does multiple race weekends. But yeah, I would argue that for sure. Oh man, these are some throwback fabrics. This is something that I bought when I first started because it was Japanese reminiscent. Okay, those are bookmark cuts. This is a big old piece of fabric that's needed to be washed again. So all of those just go in there for notions pouches. Apparently it's time for a drink of water already. Okay, I'm going to mute this again. So this is actually what I wanted that fancy ruler for, is because now I can throw these like scraps underneath the ruler, line them up with whatever lines I need to do. Excuse me. And then just cut them. Like, super easy. Yeah, see, like, that's not big enough for anything. But yeah, I think what I would have done previously is like piece it and use it that way. But that's okay. Sometimes it's better just to let the stuff go to someone else who can use them. There's enough fabric here for me for quite a while. Wait, that doesn't work there. That's gonna go over there. Don't you fall. Hey, that's like big bag lining. What the heck are you doing in there? Okay, well, you go under the table for now. Just get out of here for now. That is notions pouches. I gotta remember to go in and actually check the measurements for the planner pencil pouches, because I just realized that maybe I could use some of that smaller. No, we're just gonna distribute it as I see fit right now. We're trying to get rid of fabric, not hoard fabric. I'm already probably keeping stuff that a lot of people wouldn't keep. That's the thing. That has a bunch of cat hair on it. And yarn. Why is there yarn around this? I don't get it. Okay, that's actually garbage. Eek. So yeah, Airdrie was really good. It was really busy in the morning, which was awesome. And then it just kind of died out in the afternoon, which was fine. Really good energy to the crowd. All of that it was really good. And like I said, it's kind of funny because that was the last one I did in January 2020, and now I went back with like 2 kids instead. All of that, and yeah, it was just a really good event. There has been some pretty big news out of the fiber community in Alberta in that Olds Fiber Week is no longer continuing. So that's going to be a major blow for the fiber community in Alberta, especially for the spinner and weavers course, because they are also basically what they've said is they will let anyone who's currently in the course finish, and then it's done, which is really sad because that was an amazing like masterclass on these skills. So that's going to be a big blow for the community. And if you were or are someone who went to Olds Fiber Week, I am very sorry. I was not a religious attendee. I didn't go every year, but I was looking forward to going this year, and it just didn't happen. And it just really, I think the big thing is it was just really out of the blue, like very sudden. We're done. No consultation really with the community or anything like that to like see if there's anyone who kind of want to take it over or what. It could be due a lot to budget cuts because of course Olds College is a college, or like it could just be people getting tired or something, but you'd think that they would at least reach out and be like, hey, does anyone know, like it's changed hands multiple times in the last few years, but that might also be part of the problem is it's like it hasn't had a real leadership for quite a while as well, or just it keeps changing focus. So I don't know, and I don't know how to feel about it either. I do know for a lot of people it's a lot more devastating than it was for me, and that sucks. Okay, it's not a big bag cut. I don't know why it's in here, but it is. These look like that. That's that. These are those. An actual garbage bag. Just chuck it in the corner for now. That looks like it will work. Won't work? I can't tell. Too tight. That will work. Too tight. No. Just no. Those can be bookmarks, 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 maybe. Yeah, they just pass. Just barely pass. All right. Bookmarks. So those are all like offcuts from the knot bags. These are all like the center cuts and everything like that. And with the round like edge, they're just really wonky and don't fit a lot of places. So they're good for the bookmark cuts because you can like just kind of cut a square out of the top of it. And then the rest of it can go to my friend. She's probably going to drown in my scraps. Sorry, Tara. But thank you. Okay, that is a bookmark. Cut. That's fusible, so it can go pretty much anywhere. That's too small. We're just going to throw it out. That's too small. Okay. Well, at least I am tackling a bin, and I know where I can get lining fabric now. Not that I didn't know that before, but you know, now it's sorted into definitely what it'll fit. Excuse me. I don't think I'm actually sick, but apparently my throat is disagreeing with that assumption. Now that I've uncovered my yardstick, I can actually use it for measuring things. Although I think the little... Katie, get rid of stuff. Don't make the kids deal with it later in life. I'm leaving all these weird tails and everything. We'll deal with those when we actually go to cut it. That's part of what that stripology ruler is for, is that I'm just going to go in and we'll square everything up from all these weird shapes and everything like that when we do that. These llamas are getting destashed because it's a North American fabric. Do you pass? Barely pass. Actually, you got a bigger margin than I thought you did. Okay. Bookmarks. Excuse me. My goodness. Okay. More water, apparently. I don't know if that actually helped or not. I guess we'll find out when I start coughing again. Or not. Hopefully I don't. Be good if I didn't. Oh, that's bookmarks. 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 Apparently I'm going to be making a lot of bookmarks in my future here. I could, but it'd be a pain in the ass to sew. Sorry for my French. Man, we are getting some throwback fabrics. Like this is some fabric from when I first started sewing project bags, before I even started using Japanese fabrics officially. Okay, we got enough for bookmarks. Too small. I don't know what this monstrosity is, but it does look like we have enough for a needle stasher, maybe. Nah, whatever. Bookmarks. 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 Oh, you are really small. You are too small. Alright, bookmarks. 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 Apparently what I should be doing is as soon as I finish cutting knot bags, I should be processing the scraps into bookmark scraps. My goodness. Okay, bookmarks. That's got a mystery stain on it. Bye. Needle stasher. Full on scraps. Not worth my time. A knot bag half. Alrighty. Bookmarks. 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 Full scrap. Needle stashers, needle stashers. Bookmarks. Needle stashers, needle stashers, and that looks like a bookmark. Nope, needle stashers. It's on the fold. Not worth my time. What is this? No, seriously, what is this? Oh, it looks like it's a cut from one of my failed samples. Okay. Alright, I think I might have whatever the kids may have brought home this week. Lovely. Well, good thing I am just working on scraps at home. They're not sick, but they bring stuff home. It's like, come on. Gross. Okay. Bookmarks. Needle stashers. Needle stashers. Too small to deal with. I think you're just on the edge of too small. Yep. Actually, these are good strips for, maybe I should be doing like de-stash bundle. No. Whatever. We'll do de-stash bundles on like Japanese scraps, not these guys. Too small. You're good. You're good. Bookmarks. Goodness. Apparently I haven't been through this in a while. I thought I just did this pile of stuff too. Maybe do you know what I probably did is I probably took it out of another bin and stuffed it in this bin. This one's super cute. But I stopped using it because it's expensive to buy super cute pattern fabrics for stuff. So, needle stashes it is. Sorry, that was probably really loud on the mic. Try not to do that again. Okay. Good. I think you're good. At this point, I'm just going to do some like good guesstimates. And then if it turns out that they're larger or smaller than before, they can be shuffled around when I actually start to do cutting. Because really doesn't matter. Not really. They're all going to get cut down. That looks like that. You don't look big enough though. That's because you're not. You're not either. Are you? You're big enough for bookmarks. So then that means, oh no, you're on the fold. You're on the fold. You're definitely large enough. You are too. Bookmarks. Something smell like hairspray or something like that, which is wild because I don't use a lot of hairspray, but okay. Needle stashers, needle stashers. Ooh, you get skinny. Okay, bookmarks. Holy, all right. Well, here we go. These look like they all need to have a good iron out before I actually cut them, because otherwise they're gonna skew cutting. Damn it. That's gonna be annoying. Oh well. And it needs to be like an iron, not a steam press, because otherwise the steam press will just crease everything in together. So I guess what we'll do after this will be, well, we're gonna go under the table and get all that work done. And then maybe we'll do for the fun bit tonight, we'll do the exteriors for a lot of these projects just to get it rolling. Tomorrow is taxes in the morning, and then I'm going to probably go for a run outside, I think, because I think it's supposed to be nice enough. And then in the afternoon, we're going to work on finessing the embroidery bag that I keep talking about, because I want to get that project off my plate, basically. I want to make sure that, because it's a custom request for someone that I'm like developing for the shop, basically, because it's something that I've had in my mind. The big modification is that I currently have it as a 3-pocket design, but I was looking at the like cost of fabric and such into that 3 pockets, and I was like, no, do you know what? I'm going to chat with her and find out if she thinks, like, do we need 3 pockets? And we both agree that 2 pockets and making it more cost effective will probably be better, especially right now, with the caveat that I'm always open to doing a custom order for it as well. So we can add another pocket. Actually, I wonder if we could add a pocket onto the current. Like if I was only to sew 2 pockets, if I'd be able to add a 3rd one onto like a pre-made one. I will have to look at that, because I think oh yeah, if I did the snap installation at the end, you'd be able to do that. If I did the snap installation for photos, it wouldn't work that way. That's what it is. That's the difference. Boom. Okay, well, we're almost through that bin, and this is a very good sort out. Now I need to start, like, I'm going to have to go grab another one of those IKEA bins and be like, this is bookmarks. I need my label maker. Oh, wait. That was probably large enough. Can't tell. No, okay. Bookmarks. I think this is, though. Yes. Okay. Okay. If it is, it's on the edge. No. Yes. Maybe. Yes. Yes. Yeah, some of this looks like I probably pre-cut it before and then never got around to sewing whatever I planned with it, which is how a lot of stuff gets into timeout. I'll finish a show run and then I'll be like, I'll finish those for the next one. But I've been called out. I have to finish some of this stuff before my next show. Speaking of which, I do have, if you've just joined, I do have a pop-up with Ancient Art Yarns in Calgary on February 10th. I don't know the timing on it yet because you just invited me today. So I will get those details as I get those details. And I hope to see you there. It'll be a lot of fun. And that's for Caroline's 1-year anniversary in that space. So that's really fun too. What's this? It's like I cut a hole. Oh, I cut a rectangle out of the middle of another rectangle. That's what happened there. Alrighty. See ya. I don't even know what I did there. Too small. Good. Good. Probably had plans to like sew it together. That's not happening anymore. I don't want to take the time for that. I could, but I don't want to. Wait. Boom, ba-bum, bum. Yes, okay, that can go in bookmarks. That looks like bookmarks. You look too small. Needle stashers, notions pouches. You look like you will just fit. Yeah, so with the thought that I will be going back to Japan in February of next year, what would you like to see me create content around? I will obviously be doing at least a video in the fabric store. Whether I can figure out how to do it live or not, we will see. So the goal is this summer is that once I get a couple more shows under my belt, I will be purchasing that camera that I talked about, and then playing with it basically over the summer and seeing what kind of like technical limitations I have with it. Now with a wireless microphone that's connected like this lav mic is right here, the sound is much more directional, and like it sounded like it did actually block out a lot of the like external noise, which is extremely appealing. And if that's how it works, I think we might just be able to do the live stream, but we'll figure it out. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I am excited to see what we can do with it though. It is not a cheap piece of equipment though, so that's why I gotta wait for another like show under my belt before I can really think about investing in it. But I also was thinking, I'm like, how fun would that be, like I was saying earlier, to actually like have that. Sorry if I keep brushing the mic, I'm not used to having it here anymore. But like to have that on a run in Kyoto as you're like running through all these historical sites and everything. Now obviously that will be post footage. I am not going to be doing a live stream during a marathon until, well, if I ever do, it's when I am much fitter and not going along. Because here's the thing, if it's a 6-hour cutoff, that means I've got to shave 45, at minimum 45 minutes off of my time from Disney. That's a lot of time. Like that's a full minute per kilometer, which is a really big pace increase. So, but it's going to whip my butt to make sure that I like stay on track with my training this, like even more than I already am going to be this year, hopefully. So I've made sure I've done my yoga every day. That's why I was like a little bit later coming on, because I made sure I got my yoga done. And then also I've been weight training already. And then the run training right now is extremely gentle compared to what I was doing. So I'm quite pleased with that. It's like, it's a 30-minute run with like a 5 and 10 minute, like a 5-minute warm up, 5-minute cool down. So 40 minutes total. And like compared to like my short runs being 55 minutes, it feels like it doesn't feel like nothing, because here's the thing is now my like mindset has shifted. And because most of what you're training for when you're training for the marathon is actually mental, and that's what a lot of the running training is just mental, because it's like it is tough on your brain to keep yourself just going for that long, even if you're physically capable. Just like the brain limits are insane. Anyway, that's something I've noticed has already shifted in the last couple of weeks, even with having had a break, is it's like my brain's like, okay, la da 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 da, I don't want to run. Even though it's like realistically easier, like even the pace that I'm running at right now feels easier physically, even though it's like at the high end of how I was training at the end of the marathon training. But I'm just like, I don't want to run. So having another goal of like I need to drop a minute per kilometer to like finish Kyoto, because that's their cutoff time, is extremely like, oh my god, get your butt off and get going. So the trajectory of what it would look like is I'll train. So I've got 2 halves right now. I've got one in May and I've got one in September. 2 different courses. I'm running Calgary Marathon half, and I'm running the Canmore half marathon, and then I will know by August 31st, or I think the entry dates, I think it's first come first serve. So as long as I get on and I pay them the money. Oh, this one looks like it also has a mystery stain. Although that one we can cut off, and I can use the, nope, I can't. Yes, I can. I can cut it off right here. This one actually needs to be washed anyway because it's got a crinkle in it. It's like a cotton chirimen, but as soon as you wash it, the it falls out. All right, I'll deal with it later. So anyway, I don't even know where I was. We're just wandering around. It's 11 o'clock. That's why I'm like, blah. Actually, I won't be too much longer because I got to get up with the kids tomorrow to get them to school. I will be streaming. Sorry. The monitor came on, so I just wanted to make sure it wasn't actually the kids. It was probably a vehicle driving by. I will be on tomorrow afternoon. I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll do some taxes in the morning. I'll go for my run, hopefully outside. And then I'll be on in the afternoon to work on that embroidery bag. I'm like, what would I come on to do? But I would work on the embroidery bag. I really want to try this new ruler out on camera though, so let's do that. Let's do it with this pile of bookmarks because they don't have a bin right now. Okay, I'm pretty sure those are wristlets, and then these are other things. So we're going to pull, yeah, okay. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this into what I think it's supposed to be. Because there's 4 layers there. And then the one thing it says, and it says it right on the thing, is do not bend this. And that makes sense because it could break really easily. It is supposed to be non-slip, so hopefully it is. Yep, that's pretty sticky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to even it up over here. And I'm going to move the ruler around on the fabric is what I'm going to do. And yeah, look at that. Okay, so that's square on the top and bottom, and then we're just going to go right into that line with the bookmark. Look at that. That's so cool. Awesome. Okay, so that is going to be way better than always having to second guess or worry about the shave down on the paper templates and stuff that I use. And then look at that. I didn't know about this until just before Christmas. This would have saved me so much heartache over the last few years. Like I said, it is not cheap. It is not something that it is something I kind of just bought. But I also had a very good show. And I feel like the dollar value of this is going to be insane for me. Just in time savings compared to having to do the paper templates. Maintaining the paper templates and then cutting around the paper. Look at this. All I had to do is throw it down underneath. And I'm going to move the template around so that it's done. It's also clear. So I can, no, that's not going to work. I got to line it up down here. Okay, so that's going to be the line there. Anyway, it's clear so I can fussy cut stuff instead of having to guess where it is under the paper. Yeah, no, this is going to be fun. So if you are a sewist and you're considering this typology because you work with a lot of rectangular and square cuts, this is my enabling saying do it. Do it now. Because it's not perfect, but it is going to be a lot faster in some ways. I don't know why I have extra fabric up top there. Apparently I didn't actually square up properly. Yeah, whatever. I also feel like it's going to actually make it squarer. Because it's now I can like I said, instead of my templates being kind of, well, okay, except for the fact that this all needs to be ironed. It didn't need to be ironed, it would be fine. Okay, so we're going to square it up to the fabric on that side like this. There we go. And then we're going to cut it here. Obviously, human error is going to get in the way here a bit. And as I said, I need to iron all of this so that it's not crinkly under the ruler. But that is amazing. Look at how many I cut in what, 5 minutes, not even. So let's try it with some of, okay, now I want to try it with some of the exterior pieces for fun. I think I'll be on for about another half hour-ish, as long as the kiddos don't wake up. In part because I want to try out this ruler, and in part because, well, A, I need some sleep, but B, it's like, let's get some of this cut and see kind of what we can do with this ruler. All right, so we're going to cut some notions pouches because, as I was saying, that's one of the things we're missing. That really needs an iron. Anyway, we're low on notions pouches, which means we need to get some notions pouches, and we've got some cute fabrics to do them with. Okay, so this one needs to run this way. Do we have enough fabric that way? We do. Okay, so let's do the Frenchies that direction as well, although you have enough for small box bags. So we're going to make sure that you don't have a handle, because it might be lurking here somewhere. Not in this bin specifically, but like somewhere in one of the other work in progress bins, and I don't want to be like, we're going to cut this, and then tomorrow be like, oh, I found it. Okay, so this can be cut this way because it's that, and then we can stitch it back together. Okay. Those are needle stashers for sure. Is this big enough for that? Feels like it's also big enough for a notions pouch. Now in this situation, I will just be kind of using the notions pouches. Are all going to be slightly different because I just use scraps, obviously. Again, some of these are super OG scraps, some of them are not. These sheep, I think, and definitely these owls are from like one of the first trips there. So, all right, we're gonna line up all of these across the bottom here as best we can, and then we're gonna slip this under here. Now the really cool thing too is if you're working with a lot of 1/2 and 1/4 inch cuts, this does have 1/2 inches marked at the very least, which is, okay, so not 1/4 inches, sorry. But 1/2 inches are marked here, which is super cool. I don't work with a lot of 1/2 inch stuff, but it is neat to see that if and when I need to, which I probably will eventually, I have that option available to me. Now, is this going to replace my other ruler? It might, actually. I don't know. We'll see how it actually works out over the next little bit and how much I can integrate it in for a lot of stuff. Like I said, this does replace all of my paper templates, which is going to be really nice. Just because, like, yeah, wear and tear on them is significantly different than it is for this. All right, and look at that. There is 3 notions pouches right there. And this is what I mean about, like, these are all going to be slightly different. This one's not going to be as tall. This one's going to be a little bit taller. I think the pandas will probably be a little bit shorter as well. Yeah, they're going to be closer to the height of the owls. Like, that's just how it goes with these guys. But I think we can also get one more, and if not, we can cut down for bookmarks. We can get one more panda, or we could make panda bookshelf bookmarks. I think we should just do bookmark. Well, if I can get one more panda bookshelf, we should do one more panda bookshelf. Yeah. Okay, so 2 panda bookshelf notions pouches, and then we'll go in and we'll cut the owls down, and then that can go into the scrap pile for me. And these, along with the sheep, will get cut down for bookmarks. Let's do that. Move the ruler around instead of the fabric. And then I am going to leave a little bit on the bottom because this side was a little bit more crooked with the owls, just to make sure everything gets squared up proper. All right. One side is straight. That's the side that needs to be straightened. Those can also go into the scrap pile for me. Actually, those might go to Tara. They'll probably go to Tara. Square up again. Like that. Sweet. Oh man, okay. There we go. And done. So there is also some bookmarks already done from like, my goodness. Okay, yeah, so the video that I was seeing talking about this was like, this is so much faster. And my goodness, it is so much faster. I wonder how it's going to work for like interfacing and stuff like that. Okay, so a lot of these are actually intended to be proper needle stashers, but there's stuff like this. Honestly, that feels like I should just leave it as is, cut it down the middle, and then sew it back together for like massive. Because like there's a really good cat there, and there's a really good cat there. Oh, is this actually a? Yeah, this is actually a triangle pouch. Alrighty. Like, this is really big. This is intended to be a triangle pouch, and lo and behold, it was intended to be a triangle pouch. Alright, so this is another prime case. I can just trim it here. And then we've got a nice... Actually, I think we'll just cut this one in quarters. Like this, because then I can get 2 notions pouches out of it very nicely. Like that, and then... generously sized notions pouches like that. There we go. Again, not much rhyme and reason to these guys, simply because it's like, well, they're scraps, they're leftovers, they lost their way in some sort of fashion, so why not just kind of, we'll use up as much of the fabric as we can, realistically, because why not? Okay, so these will be cut down, because you do hit a certain point where it's like, well, that's actually too big. But I know some of you will be like, the limit doesn't exist. I could literally just throw a zip in this and be like, okay, well, there we go, there's the notions pouch, there is that. But I do like some consistency. I'm talking about like when this has like an extra, like, so the sheep have like an extra 3/4 to an inch above the pandas. These unraveling sheep aren't as wide, but they're taller notions pouches than like anything else we've cut. So I guess I may as well just do. This is what I mean about the creative chaos. It's just like, oh my goodness, sometimes it just doesn't, my brain needs to chill. So that we can figure stuff out. Okay, well, whatever. Let's cut these down into what was traditionally the size, because that's what we're here to do. That's what this ruler's for. And then any of the excess can be used for other stuff. Okay. Polar bears will need to be squared up a little bit, as will Sonata Kun. Sonata Kun's actually really good. Pretty straight, actually. I like how I'm like, I break my own rules. Don't break your own rules. Made me extremely anxious, actually, in some ways. Not extremely anxious, but it gave me like a little bit like, what are you saying, Katie? Stop blathering on like that. I just realized I probably could get... Yeah, if I take that polar bear out, I can actually get 2 out of it. So let's take the polar bear out. Get out of here. Get your trimmings out of here too. Okay. And then, okay, so the one drawback to this is it is staticky. Although it's pretty staticky in the house right now too, so that's, I guess, not that big a surprise. Okay, so let's see. This is that size, which I like. Okay, so we are gonna add a little bit when we have it. We're gonna add a little bit of extra length, width, whatever I guess it's width at this point, because these... No, that just looks dumb then. I like it this way. Yeah, that's the right width. And then this would be the height. Okay, these are non-directional, so it doesn't matter for these ones. To my friend, to my scrap pile. Okay. Okay, so we know that that is a square edge because we just squared it up. And then we're going to cut it right there. Like this. And then mine, friends, mine. Okay, so, oh, hello, you are too small, aren't you? So you're probably going to become a needle stasher then. Oh, you're a ½ inch too small. Okay, needle stasher it is. That worked out well at least. Okay, so this is that and that. And if I fold it this way, that's perfect. I like that size. Okay. So when it's non-directional print, we want this by that. When it's directional print, we want the same thing. Because then when we sew it together at the bottom, it comes out to the same size approximately. Why does that look? Whatever. Like I said, and I'm not giving you any measurements, so you have no clue what I'm talking about. Sorry. Not really, actually. There's a lot of pouch patterns online if you want to find one. All right, that looks like we're just going to cut them in half, because we are. Both of them. Okay. Cute. That's going to make a really nice notions pouch. So it is funny because I did all that work to get the needle stashes done, of course, for Airdrie, and then I sold one. It's insane. Like, so I got asked for them consistently in Vancouver, so I was like, okay, I'll stock up on them for like the coming show season, which is still fine. I still need to stock up on them, but yeah, then I sold one, and I'm like, what? The markets, like the difference between markets is kind of hilarious some days, and like customers at markets and what they're looking for and stuff like that. And it can be so hard to guess sometimes what someone wants. Actually, I just realized what okay, so I got the suggestion that I should be doing book sleeves, which I think is an amazing idea, and I'm totally going to be doing it. Yeah, I know I just put it under, but it didn't cut, and I don't know why. I may need to change my rotary blades again. But I just realized that a lot of the offcuts, or the cuts that were like intended to be small wedge bags and stuff like that, could become book sleeves extremely easily. So that's where a lot of them are going to go. Or the cuts that I like cut for small box bags, but then for some reason they don't have a handle or whatever. So that one, like the Frenchies that I pulled out earlier, will make an amazing book sleeve. There you go. There's those guys cut. Now you may be wondering, Katie, why are you just kind of throwing these to the side? Because I don't have anywhere else to put them. Yeah, that's what's happening right now. Okay, these look like they're just going to eke out needle stashers. Sweet. Okay, let's trim your selvage off. Yeah, actually I should take a look at the actual book sleeve pattern, and then we can make a more informed decision. I think actually that cut for the small box bags is damn near perfect. Okay, we're going to trim off a little bit here and all of that, hopefully. Put under. Now I could be a little bit more scientific with actually putting my fabric under here, in that I could actually line up the fabric with like the grid marks on the cutting mat underneath. But you know, this is creative chaos. And realistically, all I need to do is line it up with the grid on the ruler at this point. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, that needs to come over here. So we want to cut that one. Want to cut that one there. Want to cut that one right there. Does that work? That works well enough. Okay. And we are eking out needle stashers. Like, what are we cutting? But we're cutting needle stashers out of these because they're not quite large enough for a notions pouch. That's what's up. All right, let's lay it down this way. And then we need to do the lengthwise cut from here. Square it up on the bottom, square up the tops. Oh, that's really eking it out. All right, these are right on the measurement that we need for needle stashers. Excellent. I like it. Okay, so those are going to be needle stashers. I need to put them in a different place because I haven't been cutting needle stashers. Let's take a look at the book sleeve measurements actually while I'm thinking about it, and we'll see if we're going to maybe cut some of those while I'm at it. Because there is conveniently a piece right here that looks to be the right size, actually, or damn close. Damn close. Or actually the right size if I look at it properly. So what I'm thinking is it's going to be an open top, but there's going to be an option for a snap at the top, which is something that anyway, we're going to have an option for a snap at the top. Because I don't feel like doing zippers. Flat out, I don't feel like doing zippers. The one that someone is suggesting is that there's like a size for traditional paperbacks and small hardcovers. Medium book sleeves, great for large paperbacks and average hardcovers. So I'm probably going to work from that size, and then the large book sleeves, which are good for big hardcovers, is what I'm thinking. Or I might add that as like, yeah, I think we're going to do small and medium book sleeves. So let's go with that. Because I also think that the cut size of it is going to be the right cut size as well. I just realized I might have to actually add some height to these, because if we're putting in a snap versus a zipper, there's not a lot of extra. There may not be a lot of extra height. Let me just see how tight these are when the book goes in. 1 second. Is this something I should have done off camera? 100%. Will I learn my lesson? Hell no. Oh, my brain. Okay. I should go grab. Okay, we're going to ignore this because I was like, wait, I should just go grab a book. Because my thought process behind these is that there's something that I would really like for Otafest, because that is like people who read manga and all of that. So I would really like it to fit manga. But that means I need to go upstairs and get manga. So this is a tomorrow project, probably, or like Monday project. This will be the fun Monday project after doing another half day of taxes. That's what it'll be. Tomorrow will be the embroidery bag, and Monday will be book sleeves. All right, so that does mean I am going to ignore this fabric because I think it will be perfectly sized for that venture. And I do have some other fabric back here that I can experiment with for it as well. Actually, I see some older fabric back there too. Alrighty, let's... Yeah, there is like a ton of fabric in here that needs to be processed still. So that is just too short. So that, okay, I'm going to add to the bookmark pile. I think this one is okay. Don't think it even needs to, yes, it needs a trim down. That can be used for a lot of things, so I'm going to set it aside for now. Back into the bin with you. This one's already cut and half sewn. Okay. Into the needle stasher pile. This looks like it's intended for needle stashers. Yes. That looks like a notions pouch cut. 100% it is. So we're just going to keep it as is. That one needs to be cut down. Now these need to be fussy cut because the cat is so large. So we're going to put those away for now. I'm just going to ignore them. This looks like an excellent wristlet. I could make, nope, no, wristlet. Okay, that looks like a needle stasher, but it is not. It is too skinny. So that is another wristlet. This looks like a wristlet too, which will be fun because it's the sumo wrestlers with the kitty cats. Yep. And then the budgies here look like they want to be needle stashers or notions pouches. They're right on that edge of being like large enough. They're right on that edge. So this is where that doesn't have to be exact comes in. Okay. Same with the music cats. Those are wristlets, that's right. This looks like a needle stasher. Or not, that is going to be bookmarks. The mice with the cheese, You need an iron, but you are going to be a notions pouch. Yeah, I totally need to go get another bin. These were all thrown in together, so that's part of why it's taken so long to sort them. Is it's just like, okay, what are you actually? You are notions pouch. You are bookmarks, I think. Yes. You look like a needle stasher, but you're too small, so let's do a bookmark. Same with you. And you are a needle stasher. Sweet. Okay, so that pile's down there. That's lining for needle stashers, which, where did I put that bin? Right here. I think these flamingos need to become a wristlet because they kind of do a slant off down at the end here. So we'll just square that up. Those are going to become scraps because I don't have the double-sided to do the actual bookmark with. That's fine. That's going to be a notions pouch. Scraps and bookmarks. And now we got lining pieces. Bookmarks. Needle stasher. Barely, but we can make it work. Needle stashers. Okay, that tells me this whole pile is probably needle stashers. Or notions pouches of some description. There we go. Alright, this is trimmed off of something else, so we're just gonna upcycle it into a notions pouch. Bookmarks. Needle stasher. Alright, that looks like needle stasher as well. Needle stasher. Got this cute little like Frenchies here, which is 100%. Excuse me. All right. That is telling me, oh yeah, I'm almost at my half-hour limit anyway. Okay. I want to make notions pouch out of this, and I can. That looks like it's going to be, actually if we cut it in half, that'll make some cute notions pouches as well, it looks like. So we can get geisha on both of them. Sweet. So we're just, okay, so we're just going to take that and snip it in half, whatever. You need to be trimmed, you need to be trimmed, you need to be trimmed, you do too. You two are just getting cut in half, and we're not even touching you. You could be squared up. You are notions pouch. Notions pouch. Notions. Notions if I can make it work. This is an old wedge bag that never got made into a wedge bag. What was I saying about the wedge bag cuts? Oh, they'd make amazing book sleeves. So let's see if that measurement will work for a book sleeve tomorrow. Needle stashers to be dealt with later. Notions pouch. Notions pouch. Notions, I think. Yep. No. Needle stasher. Notions. 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 I feel like that should become a notions pouch with that grumpy owl. This grumpy owl is amazing. I giggle every time I see him. So I think just for that, we should just make a weird sized notions pouch. Particularly just with him. And then the rest of it becomes scraps in like the other projects. Okay. Notions, 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 notions. Yeah, those are all becoming notions pouches. All right, sweet. It feels like this is a good place to wrap it up. I am about I'm maybe a quarter of the way into that crap bucket. I know I'm supposed to be working on whips, but these are also weighing on my mind, so that's good too, is to try and clear some of them off. These will all be notions pouches as well. What did I say? Needle stashers, I think. And that's going to be a, oh, that's a triangle pouch, so that doesn't even belong with this pile yet. And that'll be a notions pouch too. So yeah, about a quarter of the way into the bin, which is better than what it was earlier tonight. I've also kind of uncompacted it, so there's definitely like, it's not as tightly in there as it was earlier, which makes it look like more as well. Ironing all those pieces for the bookmarks is going to be not fun. Actually, screw it. Let's do a little bit more. Okay, let's lift the bin up because that is what we need. To actually see the bin. There is so much in here. It's not even funny, like I said. Fusible. Okay, so these will be lining pieces. These are old fat quarters that never got made into bags. They are originally intended for lining pieces anyway, so may as well just keep them in that position. All right, what? Ooh, we're getting into some new fabrics here. That's exciting, actually. Which means that we have probably gone through most of the layer of old fabrics then. Although why there's new fabrics right there, I don't know. It feels like I've done a toss recently and then they got pushed into the midline. That's probably exactly what happened because I would have done a toss for those needle stashers I sewed earlier this year. So Okay, a lot of this is lining fabric. So at least let's get in and sort out lining and interfacing in here. There we go. Yeah, because there's a big chunk of interfacing right there. It's non-fusible, so it's going in the non-fusible bin. And then let's just pull it all out. And then we'll throw the actual stuff that's going to be needle stashers back into here. And then we'll find somewhere else to put the notions pouches. That's what we'll do. Okay. Let's sort this bin. Now this is going to give me a lot to work on if I do it all at once. We're obviously not going to do it all at once, just because that would break my brain. And realistically, to like sort this out would be a lot of work. So, okay, now the needle stashers and the notions pouches. Lining fabric is all going to go into the same bin because a lot of it's like too big for the notion or needle stashers. So I'll just pilfer it for whatever I need for them. Obviously, we are sorting out the bookmark amounts because they are significant. Like it's a very different measurement. But the needle stashers and notions pouches are very close together in measurements. So I think there's only like 2 square inches difference between the two of them. Okay. What is this? Oh, I see. I was going to sew them together and then make a needle stasher from it. We are going to put that into the scrap pile. I am no longer doing that. Okay, those are wristlets as well. This is the wristlet pile. That is the scrap and larger pile. You all need to be made into bookmarks, and you need to be, actually, you 3 need to be measured. So you're going to go here for now. You are large enough to make notions pouches. Okay, let's actually throw the notions pouches in the bin that we just emptied, because then that will be a good communication, and we'll grab another box for the needle stashers instead. That's what we'll do, because I feel like there's more notions pouches right now than there's going to be needle stashers. Notions pouch. Notions pouch. Bookmark. Interfacing. That's easy. That is both a notions pouch and a needle stasher. There are handles in here. That's exciting. Okay, I don't actually know if you belong to a bag or not. You need an iron or something, but you are not even large enough for a bookmark, so we're going to throw you into the scrap pile. You will be a bookmark. This red Matsuri fabric is a needle stasher. Black cat, that is a notions pouch. These are needle stashers. Actually, that is too small. I think that's too small even for a bookmark. Nope, we can eke one out. Okay, but those are needle stashers. There's lining fabric. There's peaches. You look like notions or needle stashers. You are a partially finished one. You're a needle or notions pouch. There's another handle. Chaos. I told you. Just utter chaos. Lining fabric. Lining. You look too small. You look like bookmark material. Nope. Sweet. I like to be proven wrong with that one. You are definitely not wide enough. So you go over there. Oh, another. Okay, so this is a sassy cat that's just going to get trimmed, like cut in half and sewn into a notions pouch. Because how could you not have both that cat and this one on a bag? Now, obviously, it'll be flipped right side up. So I'll fussy cut around them to trim them out. Same as the rest of those. So I'm putting them over there because they're going to get special treatment to make sure that they are going to make a good product. Okay, needle stasher. Those have already been cut for needle stashers. Awesome. You are a notions pouch. Because I've been wanting to sew you for years. Just hasn't happened. These feel not wide enough. This one is going to need to be fussy cut as well because of the cat. There's another notions pouch. Too small. Too small. Too small. Bookmarks? Nope. Too small. These owls will become a notions pouch just because they're also very directional. The hedgies are going to become a needle stasher. Lining fabric. Lining. Lining. Scotty dogs. I think they might become a wristlet if I have enough. Yeah, we can make that work. Right here. Needle stasher. Owls in pink trees. I just realized that camera is like really far away. Let's see if I can fix this. Back dual camera might be better. I did actually get a new ring light because my youngest, oh yeah, there we go. Now you can actually see the fabric I'm talking about, kind of. Because that is the rose fabric right here. Okay, good. My youngest actually like dissected my tripod on the current nightlight or ring light to the point where it's like a leg's pulled off sort of thing. So I was like, and a leg has been broken for a really long time and the light keeps going out. So I was just like, okay, this one has served me faithfully for a number of years now. So it's just time to retire it. It still works, but it's just like, it's gotten to the point where it's not stable and I'm like worried it's going to fall and crack my phone or something like that. So yeah, that's fun. Not like having like the back of my phone is actually shattered. Just super annoying. After having, because we're pretty dedicated OtterBox users, but apparently this last round of the symmetry case, which is basically like a slim case for them, didn't fit the phone correctly, and so there's a bunch of people complaining about it. Because yeah, and of course it's a glass back to the phone, which I don't know who thought that was a good idea, as it was, but it's just like absolutely destroyed. And like I don't even know how or when it happened, to be honest. These Fuji are going to be a notions pouch because they're cute. Ooh, there's the other capybara. I just finished this capybara in the navy. This is the purple and gold version of the capybara. So that's super cool to see. It was super popular. It was far more popular than the navy. So, it's pretty nonsensical. Like, you really can't see much left on this fabric. So let's see where we are for width up here. A couple bookmarks out of that would be cute. Needle stashers. Oh, okay, so this is fabric that I imported from the Etsy seller, and this is one of the bags that I kept for myself, is this little candy cart cat. Mine does not look that good anymore. Okay, needle stashers out of that, though. That looks like it was intended to be wristlets, but I can't tell. You need to be trimmed down to needle stashers. Needle stasher. Notions pouch. I know I'm supposed to be trimming these down. It's not going to happen right now. Honestly, I think just sorting it's going to be a big weight off. Because then what I can do is, like, when I'm up to or I want to, like, do certain things, I can just go into the bin and, like, cut a bunch of stuff down and go. Notions pouch. This looks like it was already intended for a notions pouch. We'll just double check. Yes, it's even got its lining. You are very small. You're also very small and not very popular. Oh. Needle stasher. Too small. Needle stasher. Notions pouches. Honestly, I think we're just going to make this into notions pouches as well. Yeah, good enough. Very random small piece. Sometimes wonder how these pieces like get into here. It's like, how? How'd you manage that? Why'd you manage that? That's a good width. And a good height for notions pouches. Okay. Notions. I don't know. Bookmark probably. Oh, there's a bunch of random pieces of this one. Okay, so bookmarks for sure. This looks like it could be fussy cut well enough for bookmarks that we're going to do it that way. It's going to be better than a lot of the other stuff. I was like, I'm going to tackle all of this tonight. I don't think I'm tackling all of this tonight. Those strips are too small to make needle stashers from. These are like quite old versions of the needle stasher, and it would come out way too thin. That's why they've been picked apart, because it would be like that, and that is way too tiny. So could make it work for bookmarks, it looks like. These Fuji are not wide enough. They are big enough for bookmarks. Same as this, we're just going to use it for bookmarks. The Bow Wow Frenchie. That looks like needle stashers. This looks like a bookmark. This looks like a bunch of stuff, which is awesome. It's the little cats with bow ties that we've had for a while. Scooters over there. These bunnies over there. This scooter is large enough to make a notions pouch with. These dogs are too skinny for anything but the new project. Notion needle stashers. These cats. Oh, there's a nick in it up there. Okay, I wonder though if you take that off, yes, we can make a wristlet. Okay, and then all of these are going to become wristlets as well. Oh, that would be, no, that's not bad. Okay, it's like that's going to be tight, but no, that's a good amount of extra hang off of it, and they'll be trimmed down as well. Yeah, pretty much all of these can be cut in half, and we'll get a couple of wristlets out of them, which will be nice. I feel like this should become lining. Too skinny. Too much to deal with. Some of this stuff has just been sitting around too long, and so it's like super crumpled up. And like, yes, I'm going to go through and I'm going to like iron a lot of it, but just some of it's just not worth it. You look like you could be a triangle pouch. Are you a triangle pouch? No, you're not. You're damn close, but not quite. Notions pouches. You also look like you have been cut and intended for triangle pouches, which it feels like they have been. So that's, why are they in here with the like smaller cuts? I don't get it. What were you doing, Katie? Yeah, they aren't cut down yet, but that's what they're intended for. Okay. Weird. Ooh, here's some bright cats. It's been a while since I've seen this fabric too. Needle stashers. I'm just kind of throwing them on the floor in front of the bin that they were in previously. You look like you're probably good for a notions pouch. This Alice would look really cute as a wristlet. Let's do that. Some of the old knitting fabric here, like knitting paraphernalia fabric. Notions pouch. Lining? Yes, lining. Lining. Yep. Lining. 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 Bookmarks. Lining. Bookmarks. You're a needle stasher. You are all intended to be wristlets, I think. You look like you've been cut to be wristlets. Yes, you have been. Okay. Actually, I think these should become scrunchies, maybe. Because these are fun colors for hair scrunchies. Or wristlets. Let's do wristlets out of them, too. Why not? Nice and colorful, easy to find in your bag. Sounds like a good deal to me. Needle stashers. These look like they're all needle stashers as well. Needle stasher. There's no identifying markers on that, so that's going to go into that project. Those look like needle stashers as well. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, good. Happy with that. Wristlet. Bookmarks. Bookmarks. Needle stasher. Super cute little like coral and teal kitty cats. Lining. Needle stasher. Needles. Rabbits. Wristlet. All right, I can see the end. No, I can't actually, but I think we might be calling it quits anyway, just because I am very suddenly fully out of energy. But we did make a good dent in everything that was there, so I am happy with just dumping it out and doing this right now. So that's good. That's going to be fun for that project, as will that. And that'll be good. Yeah, the next thing to do is definitely come in and do I need to iron for sure. And no, this isn't actually getting me prepped to make any of these. Well, it does in some ways, because as long as the boxes are separated, like I said, I'm able to like reach in and just go sort of thing. And that's what we'll do next, is we'll go in and we'll iron, and then we'll cut everything so that's just all like ready to go eventually. These guys will just become bookmarks, because they'll need to be pressed onto fusible interfacing anyway. That is too small. That is going to make a gorgeous bookmark or two. That looks like that project, as does this and this. 100%, that's that. Okay. looks like a notions pouch. This looks like an oceans pouch, as does the black bunnies. Okay. You look small, so let's put you in for bookmark. You're a notions pouch, and you're a notions pouch, for sure. You... maybe a needle stasher. Hey, birds. Thank you to everyone who has stuck around. I appreciate it. I know this isn't like the most titillating of adventures right now, but it is critical. And honestly, we've also gotten rid of a lot of scraps that like just didn't even belong in here anymore. So that's always good too. I don't know why. Like, I know partly why these are mixed, but it's like, why are some of these things in here? I don't get it. Well, yeah. Okay. Notions pouch. Notions. No, that's a needle stasher. Needle stasher. Too thin. Better over here. You look like you could be a wristlet. Yes, you could be. Owls. Oh, yeah, so there we go. There's actually a set of handles if I wanted to do that with that fabric, which I think I probably will. Still trying to decide what to do with like these guys that were the offcuts from those geisha bags. It's like, do I make a wristlet out of her? Like, would that even work? Actually, in this case it would, and that would actually look spectacular. So we're going to make a wristlet out of this one for sure. Now I'm seeing the bottom of the pile. Sweet. Okay. That is going to be a scrunchie, which I don't even have a pile for, but we're just going to plunk it over there. You look like a wristlet. Close enough. Especially once I iron it. That is just a random scrap. Not need to keep in random scraps, Katie. You are a flubbed knot bag. Okay, I don't know what to do with that. Probably a bunch of stuff. Notions pouch to begin with. We're gonna try to see if we can do a book sleeve out of that. So we're setting that aside. We're going to do another wristlet. Maybe? Yes. Excellent. Last of the fruit print. Perfect. You're just a random scrap. Excellent. Boring. It's just boring. Small black cats. Not quite enough for a wristlet or bookmarks. Needle stasher. Needle stasher. And you look like I cut you too small. Yeah, so you're going to be bookmarks. Okay. Needle stasher. Random cat. Lining fabric. bags that still don't have all of their cuts done. So we're gonna keep those out of there. Down here. Meh. 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 Notions pouch. Lining. Notions pouch. Needle stasher. Over here. Over here. Over here. Over here. That needs to be fussy cut. Can I make it work? Yeah, whatever. Yes. Needle stashers. Wide enough? Bookmarks. Bookmarks. Bookmark. 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 Notions. Notions. Oh boy. Alright. Notions. This project. What else do we have? Oh yeah, and then we got like stuff like I could do the canvas pencil pouch or something. Although those are pretty popular at market actually, so maybe we'll do some of those out of this as well. Like that would, this pug print would make it really cute. Oh my goodness, there must be like snow mold or something like that, because I don't know what's up. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, the canvas pencil pouch would be cute in these. Okay. Especially the duplicates where I have like a ton of the fabric still available. Stuff like this that's a little bit too large to want to put into just one or the other. That is extremely tiny. I'm like, that is a brilliant idea. We're going to set aside a bunch for canvas pencil pouches and then see if that works, like if the cuts work or not. There, just about there. Okay, canvas pencil pouch. I also feel like I could get canvas pencil pouches and a notions pouch out of a lot of these cuts. Would be better for canvas pencil pouches as well. Same here. Obviously a different lining cut, but who cares at this point? There are going to be so many pouches, it's not even going to be funny. Actually, and then there's the whole thing of like I could take a lot of these and make planner pencil pouches. Especially stuff like this. Bracelets. Okay. We're wrapping up here. Just realizing that a lot of these could be used for like pencil pouches as well. Especially these larger pieces for like planner pencil pouches would be really cute. So when there's stuff that's like a lot of duplicates, especially, so like if I have a lot of offcuts that just aren't, or like they are larger than the actual cuts and stuff like that, like this guy. This will make some pencil pouches and some other stuff. I don't feel like making a large box bag out of it anymore, so I'll make a bunch of smaller stuff out of it instead. And that one. And honestly, if I have enough, these would be adorable as a planner pencil pouch. There's 2 pieces of pink in the same size or similar sizes. I think that'll work. Yep. Okay, so all of those will become planner pencil pouches. That can as well. That might actually be a better use for this. Because the fussy cutting wouldn't have to be as bad, and then there could be a full one right there on the back. I'm going to check these guys out for book sleeves. That is very tiny. That's going to go into this project. That's going to make some planner pouches. Actually, that's a book sleeve quantity potentially. Planner pouch. Let's do a planner pouch out of you. Planner pouch out of you. That's going to make a really good notions pouch. Planner pouches out of all of those. And then this one probably become a planner pouch as well. Or should it become a notions pouch? The difficult question. That does need to be dealt with right now, really. Notions pouch, bookmarks. That could be one of those. Needle stasher. Bookmarks. Bookmarks. Bookmarks as well. Books. Needle stasher. Alrighty, I have hit my limit mentally and physically, so I hope you guys all have a fantastic night. Thank you so much for joining me. And actually, I just realized that then in that case, oh no, that's a triangle pouch cut. But like for these guys, no, that cat is too centered to be able to do like a pencil pouch, because you'd have to do basically, so like in that case, it's good because then you end up with these cats on the front and a cat on the back. In this case, you wouldn't end up with anything really good on the front, I don't think. One second. Boof. Oh, they're too skinny anyway. Yeah, that's way too small. Okay, and then that answers the question. Although I guess I could always like piece two. No, we're not piecing. We might be piecing. I don't know. The rest of these, I think, will work quite well. I gotta double check on what measurements I actually ended up using because I can't remember. Oops. But they are within those parameters. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and I will be back on tomorrow afternoon to work on some of this insanity, to be honest. And I will chat with you then.